Hello, my name is Hannah Oden, and I'm a senior planner for the town of Oro Valley and host of this community outreach video. Thank you for tuning in to this public outreach process. This process is part of a proposed rezoning to allow high-density residential uses on a site near you known as Avilla Rancho Vistoso. The number one objective is to invite you to participate and understand how to stay informed. The purpose of this video is to provide key information and give an overview of the applicant's proposal prior to the first neighborhood meeting. I will also provide information about the process and next steps. The applicant is requesting approval of a proposed rezoning from commercial to high-density residential to allow approximately 85 to 90 rental homes on the subject property. During this informational video, I'll first provide information on the public participation process and how to stay involved. Second, I will cover zoning information and will briefly discuss the applicant's proposal. Third, Mr. Paul Oland from Paradigm Land Design, who is representing the applicant, will walk us all through the what and why of the applicant's site proposal and provide detailed information. And lastly, I will provide information on review criteria and next steps moving forward and provide information on how to stay informed and participate. Additional information has been posted on ovprojects.com, and it will continue to be updated as the town receives additional materials from the applicant. Now let's get started. First, I'd like to take a moment to orient everyone with respect to the subject property. The subject property, which is outlined in yellow on this slide, is approximately 8 acres and vacant. It is located adjacent to the Safeway Shopping Center, northeast of the Tangerine Road and Rancho Vistosa Boulevard intersection. It is within the Rancho Vistosa planned area development, and the Horizons neighborhood is located immediately to the north. Across Rancho Vistosa Boulevard is Woodburn Avenue and the Reflections neighborhood, and Big Wash is located to the east. So where are we in the process? For all rezoning applications, the town requires applicants to engage in community outreach at the front end of the process before formal applications are submitted, because it is important to hear your comments and questions early and often. This video serves to provide information about the project prior to the first neighborhood meeting so that you can be informed. This informational video will be posted on ovprojects.com on October 20th, and a web-based, fully interactive Zoom meeting will be held on November 4th. Following the neighborhood meeting, staff anticipates a formal submittal from the applicant. A second neighborhood meeting will be held following a formal submittal and will be conducted in person if it is safe to do so. Please help us spread the word about this proposal, video, and upcoming neighborhood meeting. Property owners near the site have been directly notified by mail. Furthermore, the site has been posted with yellow signs in multiple locations. And if you weren't notified and wish to be in the future, please send me a request with your name and address to hoden@orovalleyaz.gov. As of today, we do not have a formal submittal from the applicant. However, we do anticipate one, and when we receive it, it will be posted on ovprojects.com. So please keep checking that webpage for updated information. Now, before discussing the applicant's proposed site plan, I want to go over uses currently permitted on the property and what the applicant is proposing. The property is currently zoned C1 commercial, and the applicant is proposing to rezone to high-density residential, as shown on the right side of this slide. As mentioned previously, this parcel is part of the Rancho Vistosa Planned Area Development, or PAD. The Rancho Vistosa PAD was approved by Town Council in 1987 and established the commercial zoning and allowed uses for the property. The table on the left side of the slide compares uses allowed under the existing commercial zoning and uses that would be allowed under a high-density residential zoning designation. Commercial zoning allows for things like grocery stores, retail establishments, restaurants, and offices. Now, I do want to emphasize that these uses are currently permitted on site and could be built today in a similar manner to the Safeway Shopping Center. The proposed HDR zoning would allow for uses such as apartments, single-family homes, townhomes, and offices. Residential uses are not permitted under the existing commercial zoning, which is why the applicant is proposing the change. And as you can see on this slide, the Horizons neighborhood is also zoned high-density residential. So if this property is rezoned, it could be developed in a similar manner. In addition to regulating uses, zoning prescribes specific development standards. The table on this slide compares key development standards for the existing commercial zoning and proposed high-density residential zoning, including setbacks and buffers from existing homes and building height. The building height for both zoning districts is the same, but more open space is required for high-density residential zoning. Again, if the site were to develop under the existing zoning, the commercial development standards in the table would apply. These are the same standards that the Safeway Shopping Center is subject to. In fact, a commercial development plan for two-story office buildings and restaurants was approved for this site in 2007, but has since expired. Now that I've discussed uses and development standards pertaining to zoning, I will provide a brief overview of the applicant's proposed site plan, which is required as part of any rezoning application. The applicant is proposing approximately 85 to 90 single-family rental homes, as shown on this slide. These homes are proposed to be single-story, and access is proposed through the existing Safeway Shopping Center. The applicant will provide more detail during their presentation. I'd now like to turn it over to Mr. Paul Oland with Paradigm Land Design, who is representing the applicant, to provide more detail regarding their proposal and to explain the what and why of their application. Mr. Oland.
Hello, I'm Paul Oland with Paradigm Land Design, representing Next Metro as the developer of this project. The next few slides provide preliminary details about the proposed neighborhood. Next Metro's Avilla neighborhoods are known for their high-quality, single-story leased casitas offered throughout Tucson, Phoenix, and increasingly in many other parts of the country. This property, which is roughly 8 acres north of the Safeway Shopping Center in Rancho Vistosa, is currently zoned for neighborhood commercial uses. So we're proposing to downzone the property to allow the proposed Avilla neighborhood. The preliminary site plan shown here features 85 to 90 casitas, along with an interconnected open space system, including the central resort-style pool area, shown on the upper left-hand corner here, picnic areas such as the one overlooking the Big Wash Valley, such as right over here. There's also a dog park, and a series of walking paths throughout. Access will be via Rancho Vistosa Boulevard near the southern end of the parcel, shown right here. But we're still working through preliminary engineering, but initial feedback from our engineer indicates that elevations will be lowered for most of the site, meaning that together with the one-story limit, impacts to views from neighboring homes will be even less. Now, many people have preconceptions about rental homes, many of which are well-founded. However, typical demographics for Avila's leased home neighborhoods show a difference. For example, most residents have the ability to buy a home, but are purposefully choosing this lifestyle. More than 60% are typically 45 years or more. 50 to 60% are single. 50% roughly previously lived in a single family home and have chosen to move into Avila. Little more than half have a household income between 50 and 100,000, and about a quarter have an income between 100 and 200,000. There are relatively few children, given the high number of empty nesters and singles. About 15% of the households have kids, 1.7 school-age children for every 10 units. So that's pretty low compared to typical single-family neighborhoods. 12 to 14-month leases are typical, and the average lease term is over 2 years. And Avila Next Metro participates in the Crime-Free Neighborhood Program. Approximately 60% of the homes will be detached 2- and 3-bedroom floor plans. The remainder will be 1-bedroom floor plans, which are attached, as shown here. There's 2 of those. Again, all homes in this neighborhood will be single-story. This is a preliminary architectural elevation for one of the 2-bedroom homes. Within the neighborhood, there will be a variety of architectural treatments, all per the design guidelines of the Rancho Vistosa P&D. This is the pool area from another Avila neighborhood. The folks who live in Avila demand a high level of care be applied when designing and maintaining the open space amenities serving the neighborhood. We will be submitting the rezoning application soon and look forward to presenting the neighborhood at the upcoming neighborhood meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rowland. As part of any rezoning application, there are key elements of staff review. This includes reviewing for compatibility with the surrounding neighborhood and development, reviewing for any grading and drainage impacts, and reviewing for compliance with zoning code standards. In regard to traffic, a traffic impact analysis is required to be submitted by the applicant and will be thoroughly reviewed by town staff to determine any potential traffic impacts. I would like to conclude by reiterating the remaining steps of the process. Again, the first neighborhood meeting will be a web-based, fully interactive Zoom meeting on November 4th, where you will be able to provide comments and ask questions. Following a formal submittal and staff review, a second neighborhood meeting will be held and will be in person if it is safe to do so. An application for a rezoning requires consideration by the Planning and Zoning Commission at a public hearing. They will provide a formal recommendation to Town Council, who will consider the application at another public hearing for a final decision. And notices will be sent out in advance of all public meetings. Additional information has been posted on ovprojects.com, and it will be continually updated as the town receives more information from the applicant. Please use ovprojects.com throughout this process to stay informed. We will continue to notify property owners who received a yellow postcard for this video and post the property with yellow signs for upcoming events. If you wish to receive a postcard and did not for this video, please email me directly at hoden@orovalleyaz.gov and provide your name and address, and we will ensure that you are notified next time. Again, I would like to reiterate that it is important to hear your comments and questions. Community participation is what makes Oro Valley a special place. Please send any questions and comments to hoden@orovalleyaz.gov. And please stay in the know by checking into ovprojects.com under the project name shown on this slide. And please be sure to join us for the upcoming Zoom neighborhood meeting on November 4th. Thank you.